Hello and welcome back to my Let's Play of Dirt Rally. We are here with a Clubman Championship run, and our first event here is in Finland. So we have 3 tracks, I think. Actually interesting. So I think Jyrkysjärvi, or however you pronounce that, and Järvenkylä. I mean, I'm butchering these pronunciations. The 2 ones that begin with J are unique, whilst you've got the 2 reverses of tracks that we might have done before. Difficult to say. But, so we are now here. We have the Lancia Fulvia as our vehicle of choice, the second of the 3 1960s vehicles. And let's see how we fare here. It's still front-wheel drive, which is always a good thing from my perspective. I always find the front-wheel drive cars, at least as of right now, I find them a lot easier to drive. It may well, that may well not be the case later on. But as ever, we're so back in Finland, and as ever, Finland brings with it its own unique challenges. Its own threats as well in terms of high-speed incidents leading to race cuts, loss of rallies and stuff like that. So we will see how we do. I'm hoping for a pretty good start. As you can see, because we're in Clubman, each of these events is going to start becoming longer and longer. We'll have 6 rallies, sort of 6 stages per rally here, and so it's going to be important more than ever to try and keep consistent, and that was actually what I was struggling with in the practice runs. For those of you who are not completely aware of stuff, so the way I run these is that I have half an hour of preparation time, so I open up, I check to see which stages there will be, and then I have half an hour of preparation time, sort of just practicing with the vehicle on the rally to get a feeling for some of the tracks and stuff like that. That's really the only other time that I've been playing the game. So, there's no other really big advantages that I'd get. And the half an hour that I took on this rally in particular, or at least in preparation, I was not able to go through all 6 stages. I was making way too many mistakes. So, we'll see how it fares, because the other thing is obviously we recorded these in one go, so
right 5 past junction, keep in over crest, jump. The radiator's taken a knock. And crest jump maybe.
Yeah, that was not good. So so incidents like that are permanent, and we've just got to keep going. And
crest jump maybe into right 4 long tight
that sort
3.
of, in some ways, it's
to left 3 half long.
It means that the times that we actually get it all right, perfect, should actually be way more enjoyable and way more impressive from my own, from my own personal ego-stroking point of view, than having just managed to get it right after 40 attempts going over
100 past junction, crest, 100, right 4 long opens over crest past junction. Crest 130.
Middle over crest jump maybe. Can I not go any higher than 3rd?
Into middle over crest jump 60. Caution right 6 past junction. Into middle over big jump and crest jump.
So there's obviously something wrong with my vehicle, because I should be going much faster than 100.
Left 6 middle over crest jump maybe.
I feel.
And crest and keep right over crest. And crest, 40 past junction, crest jump maybe, and crest into
really
left
fast
6
section at the end, so we'll see if we lose time here from the 14 seconds that we've already lost, which admittedly I thought is actually pretty generous.
40, keep left over crest. to finish.
No, we pick up time. Okay, cool. 11 seconds down. That's not too bad given the incident that we had. So, okay. So we've challenging more Brits. Miller was the person who went with us, who got promoted up with us. Almari was the third one and is struggling. So we'll see how we fare. Obviously, we want to finish in the top 3. If we finish in the top 3, at the end of the season, we will be able to be promoted up from Clubman and keep improving. So that was Kailajärvi. Again, I apologise to any Finns out there who might find this and have to hear me butchering your location names. So we've got Oksala. And the two ones that have OKS are the same, and I think, and Paskuri is the reverse of the one we just did. And also we have our first night stage, which brings its own challenges.
3,
Annoyingly, we have to take this pretty battered car through the whole of the second stage, which is another main. Another thing that you've always got to consider when you're looking at if you've got the first stage in a pair, you always need to be taking it a little easier, because if you have an incident there, then you're going to be costing not only that stage, but then probably the whole of the stage after. You can't afford to carry a puncture through the entirety of 2 stages, for example, whereas that was really bad. Could not turn around. Wonderful. Okay, so that should be about what? Probably close to 20 seconds lost.
And right 5.
Obviously not.
And right 660.
Not happy with how this has started. Not a good start to our new system. This is the thing. I want actually it to be punishing. I want to be forced to actually just start driving better, because if you take the aspect of just doing the same stage over and over again and learning it, and eventually you'll get one good run, you're not buying into the spirit of the whole thing in a lot of ways. And in some ways, me having some practice isn't particularly in the spirit, but I'm sure in the in the real rallies they actually won't necessarily just throw everything into the deep end straight away. But yeah, no, it's just requires being more careful.
And small crest jump, right 5 over crest jump, don't cut 40, crest, right 6 times the 4 half long, 80 past junction, middle over crest jump, 40, right 5 times the 4, don't cut past junction, crest bump, and left 4 half long over crest, opens long and tightens over crest, 60, care right 4 tightens 3 long over crest, don't cut 80 past junction, crest.
So we lost a little bit more time. A little disappointing. I thought we did pretty well that section. But again, I don't feel the vehicle, our car is pretty wounded after that big initial impact. God knows how fast. We probably should have died, but there we go. And that is what happens if you get stuck in the ditches.
60 crest.
If you don't immediately get out of them, then you can really screw up your racing line and just bin it. Much in the way that I did there. So, yeah.
Into caution, left 4 half long, over crest.
I'm glad that in some ways in some ways it's a good thing. In some ways it's good to have
left 4 opens over crest, 60
an error
crest.
That's just annoying. But why are those people there? Why are they over a blind crest? That's just stupid.
left
So there's
jump,
so one of the
40
mechanics I think is
crest
that if you ever
junction.
try and if you drive into any of the spectators, you get a 15-minute penalty regardless, just flat. It doesn't matter if it was accidental, as that one was, or if it was, you know, it's something you aimed to do, you really didn't like that person standing by the side of the road. You know, you get punished for it. And that can be very annoying in certain cases because, you know, they're just as it was there, because they're not necessarily massively off the line, and in that case, for example, I don't think, I mean, I was probably going to go, I was probably going to have some form of incident, but whether it would have cost me 15 seconds, you know, these sort of things. So spectators themselves proved to be another source of
right 6 over 100 past junction
concern to some extent.
to finish.
So 50, as we were barely touching above 100 miles an hour. Okay, somehow we're still third, which is good. I mean, after our first stage incident, we were always going to be struggling. So, you know, not ideal, but you know, we've just got to build off that. I think the these first two are the ones that we've actually done before. I think when we in the Open Championship, I think those are the tracks that we did, and so this will be our first opportunity to test out on this particular stretch of the beautiful Finnish tracks. I think though, I might be wrong. Still, we're going to be able to repair. Yeah, you can see the radiator has been massively injured. So this is sort of where the
5, 4, 3, 2,
this is where your pit crew start becoming more and more important. You can give them different perks, which means that they have, you know, better capabilities with servicing certain cars or certain types of cars, stuff like that. And the more people you have, and the better you know they're paid, the better your the less time it takes to mend a specific amount of damage. So ideally you want, you know, to get some really good engineers to help you out, but at the same time they obviously cost the credits, and the credits you only get in story mode by completing rallies and stuff like that. And at the same time you've then also got to keep building up the credits in order to even just buy the cars in the first place. So, you know, it cost me a certain amount to get this Lancia, and whilst the 1960s, you know, these earlier cars are certainly, you know, they're not going to break the bank compared to, say, the amount that I got for winning the championship last time. But what you do find is that you start, you know, the prices skyrocket as you start getting into better and better cars. And especially also if you, and I do hope to do this, but if you explore the hill climb and rally cross sections of the game, where, you know, they too have full sets of vehicles that can be unlocked and stuff like that. And the weird thing is that, you know, there's obviously a free play mode, which you can just race any vehicle you want, just absolutely fine. But if you actually want to do it in a career style, you need to go through this whole laborious process of buying up cars. And it's just a, you know, a little jarring to some extent. As I understand, I think Dirt Rally 2.0, which has come out recently, and indeed was the inspiration to restart playing this game and restart uploading in general, or at least wanting to finish the series that we currently have on the channel as of right now. With that in mind, yeah, I think that storyline is, sorry, that career mode is pretty much untouched. It continues to do the same sort of thing. Which is, you know, have its limitations. You feel like that there could be more within that, but
and left 5 over crest, jump maybe.
It just seems too limiting from a perspective of, like, you know...
Right 6 continues over 2 small crests.
I can understand, like, unlocking higher difficulties, if, you know,
crest, jump maybe.
depending on how well you race at the lower difficulties, stuff like that. I really encourage people to build up sufficient knowledge of the track and stuff like that. But,
left 5 long, tightens 3, 40.
It's tough with regards to, you know, you just can't, you know, you need to do a lot of faff just to get to the point of being able to race what you want. And I think the worst bit about the system is that once you're good enough at the game to, you know, be able to fly through things, and you're, you know, you're being very successful, that is mean. That was also mean. I don't think I deserved a penalty there. But yeah, that square turn being hidden behind that crest, that was unexpected, and that's what you get to when you don't scout the tracks beforehand. I would have known that. I think I did the reverse of this one, unfortunately, which isn't even one of the tracks that I need to do, so very clever on
right 4 half long, keep very in, care 80 past junction, hairpin left.
Might not have done anything. No, I definitely didn't then if it was
40.
This must be the only Finland track with a hairpin in it. But yeah, it's just really annoying that if you want to do a master difficulty rally,
60 past junction.
You know, in say,
left 3 open 60.
If you want to do a full set of stages, it's just an inefficient way of sort of going about it.
Finish.
So a lot of time lost in that last sector, as you would expect. The annoying thing with the Finland rally is that because everything is generally at very high speed, if you make those errors, then you lose a lot of time in chunks. And because, you know, the rest of the races are going by this particular section of the track at really, really high speeds, and you're suffering because you've made errors or because you've crashed, it means that you really, the difference is a lot bigger. Whereas if you go, you know, if I go too wide at a hairpin and end up spinning there or something like that, because it's still a slow corner, you don't lose as much time. Because on the exit of that corner, I'm just picking up speed. Whereas if, you know, if you crash at a high-speed section, then you've got to get back up to speed in comparison to everyone else who, by not having an incident, have managed to maintain their speed.
Into 2 small crests, 60 past junctions, right 6 times 4 over crest, don't cut.
So this is track that we've done before.
80 crest bump into left 6 60.
And the reverse of the second track.
Left 3 over crest, don't cut. Into crest jump.
This one went okay
right 6 times 4 over crest jump.
So we just need to try and hold on.
Opens and continues for 100.
The car as a whole just feels slightly slow. You obviously have. The other thing is that the vehicles get better and better as you use them, because there are upgrades and stuff like that. You know, engine upgrades and stuff like that that come in with each of the vehicles, which you get after doing a certain amount of mileage.
Left 5 long over crest jump maybe, and crest past junction 40.
So in theory, the actual rally becomes easier, and maybe that's why Greece has always seemed tough. It's because, you know, you're at that slight disadvantage by not having the fully loaded out car. But at the same time, you're then sort of, you know, I can't imagine the vast majority of players of this game are people like me who sort of see all of those cars and are like, I want to use them all. You know, significantly, that is. A lot of them will sort of be like, you know, they'll find a car that they really gel with, or they'll try bits and pieces here and there and stick with a certain class. So that I can see that, you know, locking yourself with the same vehicle works to some extent, but at the same time, it just means that the first time through any rally, you know, you go through with this
80
vehicle,
past junction.
it's always going to
Left
be
4 times
slightly
3 over
subpar.
crest, don't cut.
And that's another sort of
60.
very frustrating
Right 4
thing to then
continues over
have.
crest, opens
And I don't know how big
tightens 40.
the improvements are. I can't quite remember if like they
Left
actually
five
have
half long, don't cut
a
past
numerical
junction.
evaluation
80.
to that of like sort of
Middle over
how much
crest, jump,
percentage
80 past junction.
you know, the engine is
Left
improved or
5
stuff
long,
like that.
opens
But
over crest, past junction.
we'll see.
40.
Anyway,
Left 5 over
more
crest,
green
jump,
sectors.
don't
Green
cut,
sectors
small
are
crest,
always
jump.
good. We need them, especially at this point.
Into middle over crest jump, 180 past junction.
We're fighting pretty hard for third place at the
Right 5
moment,
past junction, tightens 4,
and
keep very
you know,
in.
we lost it at the last one, so
Into right
we
6
need
over
to
crest jump, 100
get
bump.
back
And caution right 4
to
over
the
jump,
front.
100.
We should easily be able to beat
Left
third
4
if we
long,
don't have too many more big
60,
incidents.
keep left over crest. Right 5 long, 40, middle over crest jump.
The fact that we are still, you know, we're only fourth, despite the incidents that we've had, is just a clear indication as to what the sort of the Clubman Championship, you know, difficulty level stands
60
for.
past junction, caution left 6 over crest down, into left 3 half
And
long,
for
keep in,
sort of for
right 5
comparison,
over crest, 8.
in the practices, I usually run the AI on master
Right 4
difficulty,
over
so the
crest,
hardest
opens
difficulty,
over bump, 60.
just to really sort of get an eye in for
Left 6 and
sort
middle
of
over
the sort of
crest jump.
speeds that they're running. And
left
you
5.
finish half a minute, maybe
And
like 30
right 4
seconds
long,
behind a
middle
master
over crest.
difficulty CPU, and you'll be 10th.
And left 4 over crest, 80.
There's only 16 races.
Right 4 long, over
And obviously
crest,
some
don't
of those
cut.
will still have, you know,
40.
technical issues.
Left 6 times
So
4 over
even
crest.
still, you could be even further behind if,
60. Right 6 times 3.
you know,
tight,
depending
150.
also on the stage. Like if it's a very short stage and you're losing half a minute, then
Left 4 half
you
long
could well
past
be like
junction,
close,
40.
really close to the back. Whereas here, I can lose
Right 5 times
40
4,
seconds
crest.
and still be
And
relatively
left 5
high
over
up.
crest, 40 past junction.
Come on, we're pushing
Crest
for stage
and
win
left
here,
five
but I
half
don't
long,
think we'll get
finish.
it. Close. But still, green sectors. Green sectors are what I want to see. Like it's always good signs to have it, and we've got a nice 10-second lead over the Dane. We're probably not going to be able to catch up to second unless they have an incident, because getting a minute's worth of time on them over the last two is going to be tough. But it's positive to at least see that running through. So I think this is another new one. I don't think we've ever raced on this stretch of Finland gravel. And then we've got the reverse and our first night stage. And the night stages are really interesting. They come with their own, they obviously come with their own threats. One of the main ones being that if you have a big incident with the front of the car, then you can lose your lights, which is obviously not a good thing. You know, a few other things like that. So
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. 200.
okay, good. So
Crest. Right 6
we
long,
start.
100.
So I think once we do this, we'll have driven on
Left
every
4 half
section
long
of
over crest
Finland.
jump.
Which we
200.
can't say for all of them. I think
Middle
one
over
of
crest
the,
jump, maybe.
I think the Swedish rally,
150 through dip.
the
Middle over
open
crest,
Swedish rally,
80.
we did every single stretch of,
Left 5
obviously
half
not in
long
every
over
direction,
bump.
but every single stretch. So,
40.
but
Care right
most
5
of the
over
time,
crest
you know,
jump.
you get quite a lot of
Continues through
overlap,
dip. Small crest.
and you see some
40 past junction. Left
familiar
3 long.
tracks.
100. Crest jump. Right 6 over crest jump. Times 5 long. 40. Keep left over crest jump. 60. Bump. And caution middle over big jump. And left 6 100. Right 6 over crest 80. Through dip. Caution crest jump maybe.
No. Still managed to keep, yeah, but I've lost a lot more time than just the incident. Because you know, you lose the
Into
speed.
right 5 long past junction times 4.
Oh no, this one I did drive
40.
in.
Left
I think this
5
one I
long,
did drive in
over
practice. You really remember the tracks with
120.
sharp corners in Finland just because there are so few of them.
Care line over jump 60.
So there, that one obviously has
Left 5
a
over crest jump maybe, don't cut.
yeah, it has a square turn. You know, you have the one which has a hairpin, but so much of the rest of it is just these sort of quite loose, quite softly bending corners over lots and lots of crests, and the real danger a lot of the time is going over blind crests and not knowing what's on the other side. And we've already come a cropper to that within this rally just already.
200.
But then also you've got the problem of sort of maintaining your really accurate lines across all of the across these turns, and especially out of the jumps. You know, you really need to approach every single crest and every single turn with a good amount of respect for the fact that it could end your rally.
And line into caution, left 4 over crest jump.
So back to, just having just fixed the radiator on our car, I think we've gone and bunged it up again. I'm hoping that the lights will still work, but that is something that I had not considered. The lights may not work now. It's just, you know, something that might happen.
Left 6
I don't think I've ever gone into a nighttime stage with lights that just don't work. So, we'll see.
Into right 5 over crest, 100. Crest, right 4, half long, crest, jump.
15 seconds down.
100.
So.
Crest, jump.
If we stay about 15 seconds down, I don't think we'll lose too much time to fourth at all. May even keep up. If we
120.
Drop another 10 seconds or so, then I reckon we'll start losing time.
80.
But again, you know, first and second are not our race here. We lost that from the first stage, which is, you know, obviously irritating, but it's just the nature of the rally. And so you've just got to keep going.
Middle over crest jump, 40.
And if we finish third, then third is still a very respectable result. It's a podium finish, despite
100.
driving into, you know,
continues for 100 over
fair few too many trees along the way. So
to finish.
Come on, wow, good. Okay, good. And another green sector, so I can't be too unhappy. Yeah, exactly. So, just as I said, if we stayed 15 seconds behind, then we'd have done pretty well. And that's exactly what we did. So, good. As long as we can see through this next stage, we should hopefully be able to keep it going. And I'll be pretty happy with that. I'll be pretty happy with third, just because this could have gone worse, you know, and in some ways you get quite, you know, it will depend a bit on luck. Those accidents could have led to punctures or could have led to lost wheels or stuff like that, and then you need to take I think it's 1:30 to fix a puncture in this game, which is obviously not ideal. Our lights do work, which is very heartwarming to see.
40. Left 5 over crest jump maybe. And left 6 over crest.
Start to this stage is really fast, so just have to remember that we can properly unleash down here.
Into crest. And crest jump maybe.
But then it's always more
left over crest. And crest.
Even more limited visibility than usual.
Right 6. 150 over bumps past junction. Caution crest jump.
Yeah, we
middle
really
over
lost,
big jump. Into left 6 past junction, 60, middle over crest jump, into middle over crest jump, 130, crest past junction, and left 5 continues over 2 crests and tightens, 100, crest jump maybe.
I don't know if the CPU times are altered significantly due to the
right 5 over crest, don't cut, open tightens 4,
the night time. It'd be interesting to know
and left 5 long over bridge, don't cut.
Just to make a sort of a little
crest 130 crest jump.
yeah, just to see if stuff like the conditions actually affects it. So you know, if you do a Monaco rally in or a Monaco stage in, you know, absolute snow, you know, just really thick snow falling down, do the CPU times go down with it? Do your times just as a whole, if you use exactly the same setup? They probably would. They probably do. It does feel different, which is exactly what you want. You know, you want that sort of tangible feeling through the controller, or as a lot of people prefer, through the wheel, of you know, either lack of grip or you know, you that change in conditions. Now, I thought I did that sector pretty damn well, and we lost 2 seconds. So the main guy is the guy in first, that is driving pretty damn well.
Left 4 tightens over bumps past junction.
Yep.
60. Left 4 long, opens and
managed to bail out of that successfully.
And crest bump. And right 4 long.
You can see it's obviously, it doesn't go down to pitch darkness, which some people would, I'm sure some people would say is not accurate enough.
Left 5 over crest, jump maybe. And right 6 through dead past junction crest. Left 5 into crest. Right 6 don't cut. Left 5 opens over crest. 40 through dip. Keep right over crest, jump maybe. Right 6 through dip. Crest 60, right 3 and crest. Left 6 over 100. 40.
Wait, somehow we still have the lead despite that incident, so we're obviously doing something right. Would have thought that the incident that we had would have cost us more than 4 seconds.
80.
Maybe I'm forgetting something went wrong in sector 2.
100.
Come on, I'd love a stage win. I'd love a stage win just to finish off.
80.
Just so we can exit Finland with some level of sort
80.
dignity.
Left 4 half long. Into crest. Right 3 long.
Although that's sort of squirreling across the track,
crest,
which is
right 3 long. Crest. And crest. 100.
very annoying. You know, it happens quite a lot in the Finland rally. You sort of find yourself squirreling across the track just because you don't want to be, you know, tipping down into the ditches either side. So you always want to try and be racing across the top of the gravel. Oh yeah, there we go. 4 seconds ish. We get a win. Get a win in the night stage, which is excellent. Very happy with that. The Dane actually struggled later on. I don't know entirely what happened. But yeah, lost quite a bit of time, and Nguyen from Australia has come back for a competition. So we're going to finish third overall in our first rally here in there. So there we go. You get a bunch of things, including those perks, as you can see, and as you see with the Lancia, you know, we've now got engine upgrade 1, weight reduction stage 1 installed. So these are the sort of the bonuses that you get to the vehicles that you're using. And you know, I'm assuming that the CPUs don't adjust to the bonuses that you have. They might do, but I'm assuming they don't. But anyway, I hope you have enjoyed this episode. It's been an interesting one. Obviously, not everything hasn't gone perfect, but in a lot of ways, that's far more representative of what rally's like. And hopefully you'll join me on the next, where we will travel to location 2, and we'll see which rally we have to do. And yeah, we'll record. You know, we'll go through another 6 stages there, and hopefully continue to finish in the top 3. So I hope to see you then.